Hello, welcome back to Rich Tech. If you watched one of my previous videos on how to go about sorting out which MagSafe chargers to repair, you should have seen this charger. It was one of the 6 or 7 or so which I'd put aside for repair, and the repair needed here would involve mending this gash which is on the cable insulation, and also repairing this junction, which, as you can see, is completely destroyed. So we'd say the cable is salvageable if we can only be able to pull this rubber insulation all the way back to cover this portion of the bare cable, and this junction is easily done. So stay tuned. The first thing we'll do in this repair is to cut off this cable, because this portion will not help us. We want to eliminate that. Now the most important thing we want to deal with here is this gash. Cut off the destroyed rubber insulation. Hopefully we'll be able to pull this edge all the way to there. Next, we'll remove this insulating tape. Now we can start working on this, and we'll remove also this portion of the rubber insulation which goes in here. The aim is to pull this portion to go all the way in there. There's the rubber insulation cut out. Here the destroyed strands of wire, and this you can cut off neatly like that. We'll go ahead and clean this portion of the cable. On the other end, I have exposed this wire end so that I can test this cable before I repair it. I've also put in a new or another rubber junction. The next thing I'll do is to open up this charger. If you don't know how to open up chargers, I'll refer you to my previous videos. I'll not waste your time on this. I'll show you once I've opened it. This is how the charger looks when it's opened. Cut off this because I do not need this junction for now. Now, as usual, we test the charger itself. First of all, by connecting to a live power source. We have electricity flowing through here, and the first thing we want to check is if this charger has an input, and that's very easy. Once you connect this, you should hear a popping sound if it has input. Could hear that as the popping sound, which shows that this charger is almost 90% okay. Having confirmed it has input, we'll confirm if it has output, and output is only through the connector. We'll connect the frayed cable to a MacBook. These are the ends of the two wires from the charger side and from the cable side. Now watch what happens. I'll be seeing this for the first time, as you also do. That's a good sign. This charger is okay, and the cable is also okay. This repair, as I told you earlier, involves pulling this rubber portion insulation all the way to that point. And it's easy. Get a piece of cloth, put water on it, and just pull the rubber like that, and you can see the gap here is reducing. So I'm going to do this until there's a small gap remaining, then I'll show you the results. Here we are almost reaching the end of the connector, and one simple trick I've not told you before: while you're pulling this rubber insulation, you may find some of these wires being a nuisance inside there. So what you do, you cut off the end next to the connector like I've done, and then I'll pull this. Don't cut off the entire wire. Just cut off the end next to the connector and now continue pulling. It will give you an easy job and you won't have bumps along this cable. So I'll pull it. Now what I'll do is just try to cut this free wires somewhere here so that to ensure that they go in here. Now the completed work should look like this. I'll pull the cable insulation, that's the rubber on top, all the way in there, but I've not secured it yet. As you can see, still some small portion there missing. Now I've left it at that so that I can put glue in here and pull it right through. Now to secure this with glue, just apply glue all round, let it go inside that space. Once you've done that, quickly push this end into that space and squeeze it so that it can hold tightly and not come back out, and use something like tissue so that the glue does not stick to your fingers. Compare this with this. The difference is quite spectacular. Soldering is quite simple. You can just simply match the wires, white to white, solder. That's it. Then cover that area with insulating tape. Positive insulated. Now we'll solder the second negative wire and insulate. Negative wire soldered, now insulated. That's it. Now we'll affix this to this point of the cable by using super glue. As I said, you can put a bit of super glue to the wire to help in insulation. Otherwise, when you pull this here, you can see it has covered the whole bare portion of the wire, so it's still protected. Now we'll fix all this back inside the charger. The work is progressing fine. We've already affixed that back into the charger. And now we'll apply super glue all round on the raised portion of this casing, the lower casing of this casing which is raised. Then close the charger. Once the glue is applied, it's a race against time. Return the clips, both the inner clip and the outer clip, then squeeze the charger shut and hold this in a vice grip somewhere. Here is the finished charger. Both the base of the charger body, the junction, and the connector and its cable are now fine. And this is how you repair your MagSafe chargers when the cables and the junction are destroyed and you want to have it have a new lease of life and appear as if no repair has been done. Once again, if you like such content, kindly consider subscribing, liking and sharing. Also give your thoughts and let me know what you think. If this has helped you or how you can do it better, I'll appreciate it. Thanks for your time.